Hi, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use the circle stencil that I made in the last video combined with the ladybug and the flower from the little ladybug stamp set. Now this is free if you purchase over £300 worth of product in my shop. I can't remember the exact figure. So I'm going to be using a base card of thick Whisper White, which I've cut from UK A4 cardstock. I've cut it straight down the middle on the short side. I'm going to score it and fold it. I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight card, which I've cut at 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. This is going to be my matting layer for the front of the card that I'm going to be using with the stencil. And then the other product I'm going to be using is our embossing paste and the palette knives. I may also use some of this ribbon. Now this is Crushed Curry chevron ribbon, which is now retired, but I'm sure we'll have another yellow ribbon in my online shop. And then to do my colouring of my stamped images, I'm going to be using a combination of yellows today. So I've got light So Saffron, light Mango Melody, then I'm going to be using light Real Red and light Granny Apple Green. So to save some time, because I'm going to be using the embossing paste and I'm not sure how long that's going to take to dry, I've stamped the flower and the ladybug from this stamp set onto some regular Whisper White. I'm going to scan this through my ScanNCut machine and do a direct cut and get the machine to cut this out for me. I'm going to say OK, drag in the drag handles and just isolate my two designs. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to go to the offset icon and add a 0.04 offset. Say OK, OK again. I'm going to select cut and start. Okay, so that's finished. So I'm just going to remove the waste, and there are my two elements. So I'm going to unload the mat. So I'm going to be colouring these in while the paste is drying. So I just wanted to get them cut and ready. Okay, so I've got my stencil and I'm just going to tape it down onto this scrap paper. Using some washi tape. So I'm going to create a kind of a hinge. I'm going to bring in my piece of Daffodil Delight card and just position it under there. Now, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You could put it in on a funny angle and do dots, you know, whatever you want to do. I think that should be okay. And I might just add a bit more washi tape on the other side. So basically just taping the stencil down and the card is underneath. So now I'm going to bring in the embossing paste and my set of palette knives. And I'm going to try this one. Now I've never used this paste before, it's absolutely brand new, the seal's not been opened. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir and grab some, and then I'm going to just put this all over. I think I've got too much, so I'll put that back in the pot. Spread it over all these holes. You know, as I say, this doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want it to be, just work this paste into your holes. And I'm going to scrape off the excess. I think that looks okay. Put the lid back on this, and then I'll go and wash this straight away. So for now, let's just remove the washi tape. I'm holding the laminated stencil down, and then I'm just going to get a corner and hold my card in place and lift. And there is my lovely embossed background, which I think looks fab for a first attempt. So I'm going to put that to one side to dry. Okay, so I've washed it in some cold water and dried it with kitchen towel, and there's my other stencil that I did in the other video. So I'm getting a nice little collection. So now, while this is drying, feels actually fairly dry, I'm going to just do some quick colouring on these two with my blends. So I'm using Granny Apple. I'll just bring in some scrap in case I go over the edges, and then it'll just go onto this paper. So I'm using Granny Apple Green, on the leaves, and this is the light, and I'm not doing any shading or anything. I'm going to use the Mango Melody in the middle of the flower, and I'm going to use the So Saffron I'll just go over that middle bit again, just to make it a bit darker. So that's how we're looking so far. And then for the little ladybug, I'm going to use the Mango Melody on the flower. I forgot a blend, so I'm using light smoky slate, so I'm just going to use some petal pink on the little hands and the feet and the face. And then I'm bringing in the real red I'm not sure how much noise you can hear, but we're having a real storm here today. So if you can hear banging, it's just the wind. So there's the little ladybug. So now I'm going to bring in my bone folder, fold my card over that I've pre-scored. This is going to be my base, which I think I might put some ribbon around. Not sure how this is going to look. As I say, I've not made it. I just cut the stencil, but this is what I'm thinking. Maybe some ribbon. And then my little ladybug, but I don't know if it needs anything else. Bring in a subtles stack and see what we've got in here. I might use the white. Let's try that. I just don't know whether it needs something else to break it up. We've got some nice pale green. I wonder if we could put a strip of that. Let's see. Going to bring in the new little paper guillotine, and this is free when you join my team. So as Celebration's on at the moment, it's £99. You choose £130 worth of product of your choice. In addition to that, you'll get a paper sampler pack that is 48 sheets of double-sided 6x6 designer series paper, which is basically mostly all the new sweets that are in the new mini catalogue. You'll get to choose an extra stamp set of your choice, and you get this mini guillotine. Let's see. Might make that narrower, so I might take it to 1.5 inches. Let's see how this looks. So take it to 3 7/8. Okay, let's I think I'll go with the script, even though it's sideways. It doesn't really matter because you're not really going to see very much of it anyway. So we're going to stick that on there. I'll wrap this around here. Just tape it onto the back. I'm going to put some .3D foam on the back of these. One's a bit too big. like so, and then we'll pop this up. Okay, so I'm not sure, I think I've lost you, my battery was full. So basically I've just tied a little bit of ribbon around this ribbon here to make a knot. And I'm just bringing in some Wink of Stella, and I'm going to go over the flower and the little flower in the Ladybug's. So here it is finished. A little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't normally use yellow, and I've never used the embossing paste before. So that was something new, but I think it was fun, and it gives it, you know, a nice textured background. So all this was created by making a stencil in ScanNCut Canvas. So, you know, your ScanNCut machine is a lot more than just cutting out stamped images or using it for fussy cutting. You know, make your own stencils. This could be home decor. You know, you could make a stencil and stencil something onto fabric or a bag or anything. So, you know, just think about it in other ways. Anyway, that's today's project. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so. Make sure you've got that bell notification icon switched on YouTube, and that way you'll not miss any of my future videos. Thank you.